Good morning, everyone. So, dear student, in the last class we have discussed about some very basic definitions of about haloalkane and alkene. That means in this chapter we might come across some basics, very basic things. So that's why don't forget allylic, benzylic, vinylic, and aryl halides. Right? Why? Because these small names or definitions increases the difficulty while reading while studying these organic concepts. Once if you know these concepts, definitions of these, then definitely that subject will looks very easy, right? So the next part of the chapter will be the nomenclature, right? So without the nomenclature, organic chemistry will not be completed, right? So we must and should study each and every unit of the chapter. We come across what very important part, that is nomenclature. So in the nomenclature, when we come to know how to nomenclate the organic chemistry in the first year, while in organic chemistry, we were in the organic chemistry. I have just explained you that once if you know come to know how the name are organic compounds, then organic chemistry will looks very easy for you. Why? Because based on name also one we can have very important part, right? So directly or indirectly questions will be given. Sometime they will just give the name of compound and ask you to write it, right? So that's why, which is very for me, this part is very important, right? So once if you know a nomenclature, then definitely when you can very easily understand the organic chemistry, and the interest will definitely automatically will come, right? So here while nomenclating any organic compound, we come across two things. One is trivial name and IPSC nomenclature, or common name when we say, right? So IPSC nomenclature and trivial or else common nomenclature when we can say, right? So in IPSC system, we come across with the different rules, but in a common name, we have three categories: normal, iso, neo, right? And we mm, count all the number of carbon atoms present in the given compound, and we just use YL, butyl, aryl, tertiary butyl, primary butyl, like this, right? So we just use alkyl as a representation for common or trivial names. So haloalkanes can be named in two ways. So the first one is IPSC type of system. So already we know International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So with the help of IPSC nomenclature, one we can nomenclate what are organic compounds. So in IPSC nomenclature, in IPSC system, alkyl halides are named as haloalkanes. Alkyl in IPSC nomenclature, alkyl halides are named as haloalkanes. So just you have a patient, be a patient to listen this word, right? So see here in IPSC nomenclature of haloalkanes, right? What we are doing, we are naming halogen first, and then later we are adding the alkane, right? Say, just I will take up one example, right? For this, I will just take a one little bit example. Why? Because haloalkane. So, see, alkyl halides are named as in IPSC system, right? In particular, this system, how we are naming our organic compound like alkyl halide is nothing but first we are naming, right, what halogen group, and then we are adding alkane like this. So what is the halogen here? Bromine. So bromo. For negative charge we use, already we have completed coordination compound, right, complex compound. So in that we come to know for negative charge we use O. We add suffix as a O, bromo. How many alkanes are there? I mean, in alkane, how many carbons are there? Only one. Bromo, not methyl, we say. What we need to do? Alkane, we have to add methane, right? As alkane, we have to name, right? Understood? Later, we will go with more examples, but try to understand. First, we need to name a halogen first, and then add as a alkane, not as a alkyl group. Here they have given haloalkane, not alkyl. Otherwise, if they would have said us to add an alkyl, then definitely our name would be methyl, right? But they have said us to add alkane type. That means we are just saying methane, right? Why? Because there is only one carbon atom in the given compound, so that's why the name becomes bromomethane. Bromomethane. Understood? So now this is what about IUPAC nomenclature in the alkyl halides. And second one is common name, you can say, or trivial name. Common name or trivial name we call, right? So in the common name, the alkyl halides are derived by the naming the alkyl group followed by halide. So in this common name, alkyl groups are named first. That means alkyl R groups are named first, then then halides, right? Just opposite of it, right? IUPAC, in IUPAC nomenclature, say dear student, you don't get confused. Why? Because this common name will not be asked anyway, right? In your examination, the question will be of type asking IUPAC only. So that's why you just concentrate on it. But this common name we require for the reactions. So that's why for us we should explain the common concepts also, right? Common naming concepts also. So that's why. So for naming, if they ask you in the examination, then they definitely ask about the IUPAC nomenclature itself. And in common name we require for the reactions, we require for the laboratories, we require for the what extension of reactions, right? So that's why common name are very important. Alkyl, we name alkyl first and then halide we add. For example, see, say for example, if I take this as one example, CH3 CH2 C, right? So what we need to do first, we need to add alkyl, right? What is not as alkane? We have to name as alkyl. Two alkyl, sorry, in alkyl group there are two carbon atoms. Two carbon atom means ethyl, right? Understood? Ethyl. What is the halogen? Next, add halogen according to this nomenclature. Add halogen. That means ethyl chloride, right? Ethyl chloride. First, here we have to name first as a halogen and then add as a alkyl group as a alkane. Here alkyl group as alkyl, but alkyl group as alkyl only, but alkyl group we should name first and then add the halogens, right? So these are the two main differences between IUPAC during the naming of alkyl halides, right, or in the haloalkanes. So remember, I will give some examples. You try more examples in your book. Why? Because IUPAC nomenclature is very vast, right? So number of example if you take, then only it will looks very easy for you, right? So we will go with one chart, right? So compound, you can say compound, common name, right, and IUPAC name, right? So compound. So first we will take one by one, right? So very simple. If you have a best what previous year organic chemistry knowledge, right? The first compound is CH3, CH2, CH2Br, right? CH3, CH2, CH2Br. So now remember, in common name, we have to name alkyl as first. What is the alkyl group? In alkyl group, there are how many carbon atoms? 3 carbon atom. 3 means propane. So we supposed to not add as a propane in common name. We need to add as a propyl alkyl, right? Propyl, right? Bromide. Very simple. Propyl bromide. In some books, you might be having N-propyl bromide. Why? Because N means normal chain, right? Normal chain. And now, what is the IPAC name? IPAC name, in IPAC name, halogen we need to add first, and then and in IPAC, one we add as a number also, right? 1, 2, 3. So why? Because I am giving priority to this carbon. Why? Because to this carbon there is a what functional group. So that's why please do have a glance on first year nomenclature, right? So one bromo according to IPAC, first we have to name as a halogen. So one bromo and alkyl as a alkane. So that means how many carbons are there? 3. So that means propane. Likewise, very simply, when we can name these compounds. So take one more example: CH3, CHClBr. Sorry, CH3. Right. Cl. Right. So now, what is its what common name? We add if there is a one branch or a chain branch in a chain, then it will become iso. If there is no branch or anything, then we add n. So iso, how many how many carbons are there? Isopropyl chloride, right? Very simple. Isopropyl chloride. Isopropyl chloride. But what about the IPAC? So if I move from here to numbering, if I start giving numbering from here, then 1 and 2. If I giving number in this direction, then at 2 position only the functional group will come. So now, what is your answer? 2-chloro. 2-chloro propane. Right? So next, if you want, you can have this one: CH3, 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 CH2Cl. Okay. What is the name? Again, iso will be there. Iso, how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Isobutyl chloride. What about this? What? IPAC nomenclature, the first position will go to this. So now, there are 2 functional groups. I mean, one is branch and one is functional group, right? So in such case, we have to go with the alphabetic order, right? So now, chlorine first comes first as compared to the methyl group. So that thus, right? So 1-chloro, right? 1-chloro. Chain, right? 1-chloro, 2-methyl, 1-chloro, 2-methyl propane, right? So 1-chloro, 2-methyl propane. So likewise, when we can go with such examples, like, right? You can go through it. Some more we will have 1 or 2 examples. So now, see. So the next is CH3CHCl2, right? CH3CHCl2. So what is the common name? Gem dihalide one we can say, right? Why? Because only one carbon atom, gem dihalide. It is a type of gem dihalide, right? But the common name is ethylide chloride, right? Ethylide chloride. It's very typical, right? So common name for such examples, common name will not be asked. So now what about IUPAC name? 1,1 dichloroethane. Why? Because on the first carbon atom only there are two chlorines. 1,1 dichloro what? Ethane. Why? Because there are two carbon atoms in the given example, right? So now what about this CH2 Cl CH2 Cl? This is of type what? Vicinal dihalide, right? So it is a type of weak dihalide. What is the name? What is the name? Ethylene dichloride or ethylene dichloride. What about common name? Sorry, IUPAC name. So IUPAC name will be like this. On both the carbon atoms in the given compound, there is a functional group. You can give this as a 1 or this as a 1, no problem. Why? Because there is a symmetrical alkane. So now 1,2 dichloro. What? There are again 2. So thus 1,2 dichloroethane. So likewise, one we can name a number of organic compounds, right? So dear student, you just go through the again some more examples, so you can come to know what are the again we face some difficulties, what are the new difficulties we face, right? So with this we will conclude today's class. So in the next class we will see the nature of CX bond, right?